Yeah. All right. Welcome everybody to another episode of Why Dizzy TV. Today in studio, we got the one and only Mr. March Madness himself. Daniel Reyes. What's going on, man?
How's it going? How's it going, everybody?
Man, pretty good. So tell people what I mean by Mr. March Madness. What did you do? You don't have to say the company you work for, but what did you do in order to claim that title?
So every March, we sell cars. So every March we have this competition that whoever sells the most cars. Well, March Madness is basically like a bracket. You go against somebody. That's exactly what it is. Every week you go against one other person, and whoever sells the most cars goes on to the next round. So that's what we did every year at my job. This year, luckily, God blessed me with the opportunity to, go crazy, and sold about 37 cars.
Damn.
And won the whole thing.
Damn. So for people that don't know, selling 30-something cars in a month is not easy at all by any means. What do you think was the thing that helped you sell that many cars in March?
Staying locked in, and having faith and believing that anything is possible. Man, just believing in yourself that no matter who you go against, you're gonna win for sure.
So you had that confidence from the beginning?
From the beginning, I was telling everybody, "Hey, don't even worry about it. I already won the competition, so sorry about you." From the beginning.
And how long you been selling cars for?
This past August, hit 2 years. For 2 years now.
And was it easy for you since you started?
I wouldn't say it was easy, but it was time for me to grow as a person. Cause cause if I don't like a job, I'm finna change to a different job. So, I feel like at my old job where I was at, I feel like I wasn't learning as much. So I was ready for a challenge. So from the beginning, I knew it was gonna be hard. I knew coming in, I knew that I was gonna have to learn something completely new.
Yeah.
So I mean, like any other thing, it was hard. It was hard, not gonna lie.
So what would you say is the biggest pros and cons of being a car salesman?
There's a lot of pros, but there's also a lot of cons. I would say the biggest thing why anybody gets in the car business is because the opportunity to make as much money as you can, as you want, you have the ability to do that. Like nobody's gonna tell you like, hey, that's enough. Like you're working too much.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna tell you that. You work as hard as you want and as you can to reach your own goals. Some cons, I mean, you're gonna be here all day.
Yeah.
You're gonna be at the dealership most from open to close if you want to make something happen, something crazy that you never thought you would be able to do.
So you said in March you worked a lot of hours?
Yes, I came in early every day. I left late every day. So yeah, it takes hard work time for you to see results.
So if somebody, let's say, they've been thinking about being a car salesman, they're like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if that job's for me. What's the biggest advice you would give somebody?
Man, if you are thinking about being in the car business, it just depends on why you would want it. But I would say if you want to get somewhere in life, I would say do it. Because this job teaches you a lot of things. It teaches you a lot of things that you're going to use on the daily basis. Communicating with anybody, because you talk to random people every day. And because there's a lot of people you don't know. So you want to get to know people. But if you want to get somewhere in life, you're going to learn a lot from this job for sure.
What are some skills that you've learned since you've been here?
The main one, communication. For sure. I did not know how to communicate with anybody. It was kind of hard for me because I would stutter when I would talk and stuff like that. So with this job, you have to be very professional how you talk with people.
Yeah.
Because you want to make sure that whatever you're telling them, you want to make sure that they're understanding what you're saying. Because if you can't do that, people are not going to listen to you. They're not going to understand what you're trying to tell them. So it takes patience.
Yeah.
Number 2, patience. Oh my God, you gotta have patience with this job because in the beginning of the month you could be having a trash month, but you cannot let that mess up your whole month.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta have patience. Like, hey, okay, take it day by day, because you can't let it get to you. That's number 2. Have patience.
Yeah, for people that don't know, the car industry probably has the highest turnover when it comes to employees. In your opinion, like, how many people have you seen come and go since you've been working there? Because you've been there for 2 years, right?
A lot of people, a lot of people. There's these waves that come. We hire like 5, 10 people at once, like on the go.
Yeah.
I would say they be going quick.
Yeah.
Out of those 10 people, probably like 1, 2, 3 stay. But yeah, a lot of people come and go. A lot.
Yeah, I think now, me personally, I've survived 2 waves since I've been there. Like the wave when I got hired, that was one of the waves, and then some people left, and then we got that other wave. Like what was it? Beginning of summer,
It was in the beginning of the summer.
and a lot of them didn't make it to the end of summer. Now we're here. We're probably in a slow time, and I'll probably see another wave come.
Yep.
November, winter time. It's gonna be another wave.
It's coming. Yeah.
So, what do you think makes somebody a bad salesman and somebody a good salesman?
I don't know, because everybody has like, somebody's good at something, but they could also be lacking in something. So a lot of people have their strong suits and something that they're not that strong on. But a main thing that makes a good salesperson is making sure that you understand the customer. You make sure you know why you're there in front of them. Because of course, people could come in for different reasons. So you got to make sure you understand the customer. If you understand the customer, you're going to make sure that both of you come together and find out exactly what they need. That would say that's probably the main thing that's making me become a better person and become a better salesperson. The thing that because I'm just reflecting on me when I was good. I mean, sometimes when I'm good, sometimes when I'm bad. A bad salesperson is somebody that just gets in front of a customer and treats them like order, like just taking orders. Don't do that. Don't just take orders. Make sure that you understand the customer fully. Ask them questions. If you don't ask enough questions, you're not gonna find out why they're there.
Yeah, why they want that specific car.
So you gotta make sure you ask a lot of questions. A lot.
Damn. What type of questions do you be asking your people?
Personal questions, because I mean, people come in for different reasons. So just make sure you get a little bit personal to make sure that this is not just I'm gonna sell you a car.
Yeah, transaction.
It's not just a transaction. It's like, hey, this is a big purchase. This is a huge purchase. So you want to make sure I'm here to help you out as much as I can.
Be a part of the big moment in your life.
Yeah, because you gotta get personal. Because a lot of people come in for different reasons. So you gotta make sure you help them out as much as they need. Because I sell cars every day. They buy cars maybe once every 5 years, 10 years. So things change. So maybe I could save them some money. So gotta make sure you get personal.
Yeah. Damn. So what type of customer is your favorite type of customer?
That's a funny question because I think he knows my answer, but I just any customer actually. I mean, I want to help anybody out. I don't have a perfect, I don't know, kinda.
Yeah, I like people that come in and they're like, I like this. This is a good price. I'll pay it. All right, I'm out of here.
Okay. Well,
like, even though there might not be room for a lot of what we call gross, it might not be a lot of room on those customers. Usually they make it pretty quick. They know what's going on. They're not trying to do too much. They want to be in now and then make it as smooth as possible for both sides.
True. People that know what they want, I guess you could say that. Because if you know what you want, come on, if you like the car, you came in because you seen the price online. Or if you came in on a first up and you saw the car, if you like the car, you're going to buy the car because you want it. So I would say people that come in with the idea of, okay, this is the car I want, let's go ahead and do whatever it takes.
What about your least favorite?
People that just come in and don't know what they want.
Yeah.
Literally, I've been trying to ask them questions hey, simple questions. What color do you not want? Well, it doesn't really matter. I'm just here to see what kind of options you have. What kind of features? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I want to see what's available. I just need to know what kind of car you're looking for. So you got to know what you want from me in order for me to know how to help you.
Yeah, because I feel like we're kind of like the doctor a little bit. So what I mean is, when you go to the doctor, you shouldn't lie to your doctor of why you're there. They're like, you smoke,
Facts.
and people are like, nah, even though they smoke every day. Like, hey, you've been having unprotected sex. They're like, nah, even though they was fucking raw yesterday. Same thing when you go to your car salesman. We're asking you like, hey, what's the budget you're trying to be at on your payment? It's because if you're trying to be at like $300 per month, there's no sense of looking at a $30,000 car.
Facts.
Unless you're saying, hey, but I'm gonna put like 15, 20 down, and I'm trying to be at 300. Then we could work. But if you're saying, hey, I'm looking to be $800 per month max, then okay, now it opens up the cars you could be in. If you're looking, hey, leather, this and this price, then we know, hey, exactly what car you need to be in.
Facts. That's exactly how it is, and it just helps us out more, and it makes the process a lot more simple, faster. Because you're telling me, and I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, hey, what we have available, this is gonna take.
That's exactly how it goes.
Yeah, and I understand there's a stigma behind like us. We're trying to get the most out of you possible while giving you the least. Yeah, but that's not everybody. If you tell me, I'm gonna try to help you get the best deal you can while trying to help you get the best car that fits your needs.
Because at the end of the day, if I don't help you, you can't help me. So let me help you as much as I can.
Yeah, and I think that's really how the world works in general. Like, you can't always be a taker in life. Like, oh, I'm going to take from you, I'm going to take from them. Oh, they're giving out candy bowl at Halloween, I'm going to take the whole bowl. Oh, they're giving out, food pantry, they're giving it food for people less fortunate. Oh, I'm going to go every weekend, even though I got a paying job and blah, 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 I got a $6,000 per month job, but hey, let me go buy these food stamps off of this family that's struggling. Like, if you're taking, the universe, God, or whatever you want to call it specifically, is never going to give you anything because you never give to nobody else.
Yeah, you got to put some energy out there as well. Make sure it's a positive energy, because you could also put out negative energy too.
Yeah.
So it can come back to you.
Yeah, both.
Either or. But if you just taking, you're never going to get.
Yeah, I wonder what's worse, somebody who like doesn't do anything for the world so they never receive anything, or somebody who does the negative so they just get negative back. Like, I wonder which one's worse.
I feel like somebody that's not doing anything for themselves is worse.
Because you're not affecting the world for better or worse.
You're not doing anything.
Yeah.
You're just staying neutral. You're living day to day.
Because
if you're at least doing something negative, somebody's gonna also follow you and do something negative too.
Yeah. Or
you're gonna make an effect. Like, no matter what, the energy you put out there, it's gonna affect somebody.
Or somebody's gonna be extra positive because you're extra negative.
Exactly.
Like some positive force might be created because you're so negative. Damn.
Somebody that's not doing anything for themselves is worse.
Cause they're like furniture. They're just taking no space.
Taking no space, bro. And they're not doing nothing with their lives.
Yeah, one thing
they're rotting.
For our job, one thing I realized is you can't be like furniture. Like,
nope.
You have to go and fight for every opportunity. If you think you're just gonna come in and work your regular hours and not have to get up and just do the requirements, then it's not gonna go so good.
You're gonna see the same results as everybody else that doesn't do anything. Normal. You're gonna see normal results. You have to do more.
Well, not even normal.
But low.
Because let's say if you're not putting the effort and you don't have like the skills that you need, then you're gonna be doing even worse.
Even worse, yeah. Because the people that are actually trying, they're gonna take your food out of your plate.
Yeah, that's true. And
so you gotta take your piece of your pie.
Yeah.
As much of it.
Yeah.
There's enough for everybody. But you want to make sure your pie is bigger than everybody else's.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a big piece of pie,
And you also can't get greedy sometimes either.
Yeah.
Because when you get greedy, you get fat.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I think, because I've seen it, like when people move shady, it especially applies for our industry, I always see it like some way, somehow it always bites them in the butt.
Yep, it always comes back.
Yeah, whether they're trying to work around the system, or if they're trying to, be shaded towards other people just because they're trying to get more of the pie, but, not the right way. I always see it comes back. But with that being said, because I know you're a reader now. What is
now?
What's your favorite
I like
book?
that.
What's your favorite book?
My favorite book that I read, I think it was How to Win Friends and Influence People.
Why do you like that
book? Changed a lot. Well, that was a book I was reading during March.
Mm.
So every single thing that I was reading from the book, I was applying it to my day to day, and I was just connecting with people left and right.
Damn.
So everybody that I was communicating with, we would get so, like our conversation would be so good that we would connect in another level, like on a spiritual level. So
Damn.
that book taught me a lot of things. So I
Yeah.
feel like that's my favorite book that I read as of right now.
Damn. What do you think is like the biggest thing that helped you during March from that book? Like one of the lessons from the book.
One of the lessons that I learned was in order for somebody to be interested in you, you have to be more interested in them, so you can figure them out more. Because normally like society now, nobody really cares about anybody else but themselves. Nobody. Like if you talk to somebody, they're gonna want their own intentions for themselves first, and then other people.
Yeah.
So I learned that if I'm more interested in you, that I'm opening a door to opportunities to see how are you, like who are you as a person. So that opens a door to me figuring out different types of people, and maybe I could connect to different types of people because now I'm more interested in them. So I feel like that's a good thing that I learned from that book.
Yeah, because the best way to get people interested in you is not to be the most interesting person in the world. It's to be the most interested and ask them, hey, where are you from? How's your day? If you spend like an hour talking to somebody and you just ask them about themselves the whole time, obviously it has to be like a conversation. Can't be you're interrogating them. But if you have a natural conversation, just ask them about their whole time. They're gonna think that you're the most interesting person in the world, even though you didn't say nothing about yourself. You just asked them about themselves. Because one, people's favorite sound is their name. That's the best sound they love to hear. And besides that, the best things they like to hear about is themselves.
Yep, people love talking about themselves.
Yeah, and the older people get, they love to talk more and more. So if you just let them talk, hey, they'll feel like they're having a jolly good time with you.
Because you just like refreshing their memory, like who they also are, but they're also telling you in that same conversation. So it just brings back good energy.
Yeah, because there's been times where I start to tell a story that I had completely forgot about, and as I'm telling it, I'm like, oh man, this
Start
happened and that
remembering.
happened. Yeah, that stuff is crazy though. But so in the future, where do you see yourself going? Because now you've already been Mr. March Madness. What do you see for yourself in the future as you go forward?
Man, I don't know. I don't really think about my job wise, what I want to do later on. For me, the only thing I'm focusing on right now is me getting better as a person. So I just want to later on. I want to. I want to run marathons. I want to, probably get into bodybuilding shows because I want to make sure. I want to focus on myself more later on in the future.
What's some
Like,
stuff that you've been doing to like better yourself?
Well, the first thing was 75 hard. That program changed my whole life as of recently. So I've been seeing changes, but running, reading, eating healthy, staying consistent, which that's what the program teaches you, man, that has changed a lot. So you just have to stay consistent on doing the hard things.
Yeah. Man, how much did you start running when you first like started running?
Well,
I know now you run a lot more. So how much did you start with?
The reason why I started running was because I was doing 75 hard. With 75 hard, there's 5 rules. You gotta work out twice a day, once outside. You gotta eat healthy, like a strict diet, drink water, take a picture of yourself, and
Picture, diet, no cheat meals, no alcohol.
yeah. So that's what took me into the working out outside. So I started by walking because I'm like, what do you mean like running for 45 minutes? Like running for 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, bro, that's too much. What do you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So I just walked the 45 minutes. Is what I did. I'm like, okay, well, I'm walking, so I could run for a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and run for a little bit. I'm like, might as well, right? I'm already out here.
Might as well get a little jog in.
Might as well get a little jog in. So I was walking, ran a little bit, walk a little bit, run a little bit. So I would run for 5 minutes and walk for 5 minutes. I didn't really time for how long I was running, but I had to run for 45 minutes.
Yeah, but
so that's how I started. But I kept going. I mean, my mental started getting stronger. So I'm like, okay, well, now that I'm running for 5 minutes, let's run for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now that I could run for 10 minutes, let's do 15 minutes.
Damn.
All right, let's just keep going. Let's see if I could run for the 45 minutes straight. So my stamina, everything started getting better. So I got to that point when I started running for 45 minutes.
Damn.
At that point, I was running like 6 miles.
Sheesh.
6 miles, but
Six
because
miles
there's a trail by my house, so I was just running that thing around the whole thing. So it took me about 45 minutes to like an hour. Sometimes if I'm running fast, I run it like around 50 minutes. If I'm running slow, about 60 minutes.
Damn.
So I've been running like 6 miles for about since May.
Yeah.
That's when I started.
Damn. What was it? September now? That's a couple months and just, I guess, baby steps.
You have to do it baby steps, bro. You can't rush into
Little,
anything.
little progress is better than no progress.
Exactly. You just got to make sure you wake up and make sure you want to get 1% better at least today. At least 1%.
Is there some times where you have been doing good and then you just like sometimes fall off?
Oh, all the time.
Mm.
All the time. Like, I mean, not every day's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
On the daily, like, you don't want to wake up in the morning.
Yeah.
It's hard. So, like, that could affect your day if you don't do it. And then you go with your day and then it already mess the whole day up.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a daily challenge. But there's probably more positive than negative if you do the hard things in life.
Yeah. How do you personally bounce back whenever you have a day when you're like, fuck, I failed? So how do you bounce back from a day where you fail?
If I feel like I failed, which I haven't lately,
Yeah.
because I just always go back to God.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I'm like at the moment having a bad day, I just talk to Him, and He changes my mood super quick. I mean, because I just start praying like, hey, right now this is how I feel. I just don't let it get to me because I know He has the power over everything.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say when I get home from work and I didn't say anything or it was a bad day for any reason, I just on my way to work or home from work,
Yeah.
I just don't even turn the radio on and just talk to God as much as I can, and me reflecting on what I did today for me to have the feelings that I'm having right now. Just reflect as much as you can, but with that reflection, talk to God and let Him know, like, tomorrow I'm gonna do better at this.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next day, you already know what you did wrong the previous day.
Mm.
So just don't do the same thing and you have a better day.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing that I saw, like, within my life is, everybody does their quick prayers. Like, when you're praying every day, sometimes it gets routine. So, you wake up in the morning, you're like, thank you, God, for waking me up, from, everybody in my life and, giving me opportunity, things like that. But it's kind of you doing it out of habit. But I've noticed, like, the times where I for real, like, dug deep and I'm, like, talking about what I want to talk about and saying, like, hey, I'm going to do this. And I know I've been struggling with that. And I see, like, for real changes in my life opposed to when I'm like, thank you, God. Thank God for this food. Praise my plate. Amen. Those type of prayers is when you can see the big difference.
You have to get personal. Like, you have to get super personal with God. Like, you don't want to just pray when things are bad.
Yeah.
Because that's when everybody goes to God.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, you're like, for example, somebody in your family dies, and you go to God because something really bad happened. So you want to get super personal with God, that you bring Him along with you all day, every day.
Mm-hmm.
When you wake up, when you're brushing your teeth, when you're getting ready for work, when you're going to work, bring Him along. Like, just talk to Him. Have that communication.
Yeah.
So negative thoughts don't come to you, because they will come to you.
Yeah.
So you just want to have a personal connection with God to make sure that He's always there with you. So that's what has taught me a lot, to make sure that whatever you ask Him for is going to come reality, because He's going to be there every step of the way.
In your life, what keeps you motivated?
A lot of things. I mean, I want to be better for my family. I want to be better for myself. I want to be better for my future kids. Just trying to be better every day. That's what keeps me motivated. Myself, my family. Just be a better person. Just being a better person. That's what motivates me every day to be. Because I know somebody's watching.
Yeah.
Somebody's watching every day. Either for the worst or for inspiration.
Yeah.
You don't know.
It could be supporting you quietly, or it could be hating on you quietly.
You don't know.
Yeah, but somebody is watching every day.
Every day. So you want to make sure you're showing them better.
Who you are.
Be better.
Yeah.
Be better. Be better today. That's what. Just be better every day for yourself, for your family, and for the people around you. Because the people around you also affect who you are.
What would you say is, and this doesn't have to be sales related, what is the best piece of advice you ever got in your life?
I don't know. I got a lot of advice. I got a lot of advice in life. So
Well, it doesn't even
I
have
mean,
to be the best, the one that sticks with you the most.
I wouldn't know how to answer that right now, to be honest with you. Because I be listening to a lot of YouTube videos that give me
Yeah.
a lot of advice. But the main one that I could think of is like, be consistent with whatever you actually like to do. Whatever.
Yeah.
Be consistent. Because work equals work. So if you think whatever you like doing, you got to put in the work for it. And then if you put in the work for it, but you don't see results, wait. So you just got to be consistent and keep doing it.
Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing I could think of as of right now.
Yeah. And when it comes to work, have you ever heard of the bamboo story?
That they take forever to grow.
Yeah, so
and when they grow faster.
Yeah, so when bamboo, whenever it's starting to grow, for people that don't know, it takes about 4 years of watering before they even come out the ground. But after those 4 years, you've been watering it every day consistently, you ain't been seeing no results. Eventually, after those 4 years, it just shoots up out the ground, way up in the sky, which is like 6-10 feet, basically overnight. And that's how success could be sometimes. Sometimes you've been grinding for 5-10 years and you ain't seen no results. Hey, if you keep consistent, this is consistent, not like, oh, you stop, then you go, you stop, and you go. If you stay consistent, the success will be there no matter what.
It's going to come one day.
Yeah.
It's going to come one day. You just got to keep going.
Like, what's his name? Thomas Jefferson was trying to get a patent for the lights for like 1,000 different tries, and he did 999 tries, and on 1000th one, that's when he finally got it right.
Exactly.
And it's just, you got to just keep trying.
You just got to keep going. Keep going.
And then you might start seeing this now because you're 25, right?
Yeah, 25 now.
So now at this age is when I feel like you really start seeing people that you grew up with when they're starting to give up like on what they have planned for life. Have you seen any of that?
Not really, bro.
Or maybe you just don't pay attention to other people's lives.
As of when was it? Like 2-3 years ago? Probably like a year ago, 2 years ago. I started just like separating myself from everybody, and I just literally been focused on myself. I don't really like to see other people's lives. I don't know what's going on. I don't like to get into drama.
Yeah.
I don't like to just to get involved in anybody else's life, because just me thinking about somebody else's life is too much energy, too much of my effort.
Yeah, wasted energy.
Wasted.
Yeah.
So I just rather not even like look into other people's lives. I hope they're doing better.
Yeah.
But I mean, I just want to make sure that I stay focused on myself.
Yeah, the reason I ask is because at the age you are is when I feel like people start to go like this. Like either you're going to be doing something great and amazing with your life, or not saying that, if you work a regular job or, you work 9-to-5 factory, your life ain't great. I'm not saying that at all, but there's sometimes that people live with purpose and some people are just going through the motions in life.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've seen is some people went this way and they're achieving like, reporters, celebrities, they got businesses, things like that. And then there's people who just kind of like disappear off the face of the earth is what I've seen. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. All right, now on to other news. We got some little story to talk about. So I don't know if you heard about it. Recently, there's been pagers blowing up in Lebanon. So a pager back in the day before phones, they used to send quick little messages through some pagers.
Yeah.
So there's a group out there called Hezbollah for Lebanon, which is like their militia out there. Some people would call them terrorists, but I guess it just depends on what side you're on. So the reason Hezbollah even started it back in the day is they started as a resistance group to prevent Israelis from moving into Lebanon on the south border. They just wanted to stop that. But here's the crazy part: Hezbollah is backed by Iran and Syria, and one thing that Iran and Syria have in common is they're two of the 5 countries that don't have a Rothschild bank. Have you ever heard of the Rothschilds?
Yeah.
So
Conspiracy
basically,
theory,
yeah,
yeah,
people who most people consider who run the world, the family, they've been in control for a while. They're a banking family. They control,
Yep.
literally, they have a bank in every country of the world except 5. And one is North Korea, the other is Cuba, and then Syria, Venezuela, and Iran. And 2 of those are, fighting with Hezbollah. Well, on the 17th or 18th, I can't remember which day it was. It was, during the day around 3:30 p.m. in Lebanon, their pagers just started blowing up all at the same time. When I saw the report, it said about 1,200 people were hurt, and then 9 died. But when I was looking at the report this morning, it said about 2,000 people were hurt with the explosions because they were just at the Walmart or grocery store, at the bank, just regular spots. Because just like now, we have people who are in the USA military that walk around just like us, same thing like them. So they were around civilians, around 2,000 people got hurt. But the way they did it though is they ordered the pagers. Well, first reason they ordered the pagers is they were scared of Israeli military hacking their phones or any other government. So they ordered some pagers from Taiwan, which is pretty much controlled by the U.S. And that's why China is always mad at us about Taiwan. There's a lot of computer chips and stuff out there that is very big. So they ordered pagers from Taiwan, but on the way to Lebanon, it get intercepted by Israel, and they get planted with bombs. Yeah, so they set off all the bombs at 3:30, and they just killed about 10 people, injured about 2,000, and that just they could remotely set off shit. And that's only a pager. Imagine your phone. It has a lot more power than some pagers.
That's fucking crazy.
Imagine if they consider you the enemy for what you say or for what you do. Because to them, they feel like they're just protecting their families. And that's why I personally believe war isn't as black and white as they try to make it seem. If you really look back at a lot of stuff that's happened, it's a lot more like, I don't know if we should have been doing that or.
Well, there's always 2 sides to every story, bro. Mm-hmm. It's just like some people might think that something is completely wrong, but also like the other people might think something's completely wrong. Mm-hmm. So everybody has 2 sides of the story, but yeah, I don't think war is the right way to do something. Yeah. Like we're fucking human. Like every I feel like communication is like the best way to solve a problem. Yeah. Not just going out there and just murdering people. That's kind of crazy to do.
Honestly, war has evolved already, and people don't realize it. So I don't know if you've seen any of the Ukraine-Russia videos.
I have not.
So the way the war has been happening mainly is from like missile strikes or drones. So you know how the drones that we have just to record video and things like that, they have those, but military-wise. So either they have like a machine gun on board or they have like a bomb. So they'll fly down to a soldier and just blow up. And if you see the videos, the soldiers only see the drone when it's too late. When the drone is like right here, is the first time they see it, and they're gone by that point.
Yeah, the technology that we're having now is crazy.
Yeah, me personally, I feel like we're in World War III already. It just like whenever World War I and II were going on, it wasn't called that at the time. It was called that after.
That's true.
Same thing with us.
That's true.
Ukraine, Russia fighting, Israel, Palestine fighting. Then we got Lebanon and Syria and all that stuff is happening over there. And then we got a whole lot of shit going on here too.
We might be in World War III right now.
Yeah.
We just haven't called it that yet because we haven't seen the effects of it.
And are you like a big onto history or anything like that?
Not really.
Okay, so back then, when the Roman Empire was like the biggest in the world, and then they collapsed. Well, before they collapsed, what started happening in their society is it started getting big into, getting being drunkards and having parties, and morals were getting looser, and there was no like, really no laws that they were following,
Yeah, yeah.
whether moral or actual judicial laws. And I think that's what's happening now. Because not only how it makes money, but how people are acting. I
To
feel
get
like
the money.
to get the money, I feel
They'll
like
do anything now.
people's morals are, out of there. Did you see the report that OnlyFans girls made more than NBA players last year?
That's crazy.
I wouldn't say OnlyFans girls, OnlyFans in general, because I forget there's some dudes on there. Shout out to you guys. They
It's
made
fucking
more
crazy.
than the NBA.
That's crazy, bro. Anybody would do anything for the money.
Luca himself, I think he signed a $450 million contract. Like, how is that possible that that industry made that much money?
And quick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been popping off for like
A couple of years since
couple
COVID.
years. Yeah. So that's just moving quick.
And people don't forget, well, people forget. Don't want them to forget that the internet's forever. So everything you say, everything you do, every picture that you post, even if you delete it,
It's somewhere.
it's somewhere. It's on a database.
Someone has it.
They could pull it up. I remember I was watching a movie. Oh no, it's a show. I think it was a cartoon show. But it was basically about the Illuminati. But it was funny. It's like, oh, the lizards over here. But one part of the show, they were saying, hey, the part of the government that has access to all the pictures, all the phones, everything like that, we could go into your phone at any moment and grab a picture of your dick if you have one.
That's crazy.
And then they pull up the screen, and then there's a whole bunch of cartoon, parts, and they're like, see, that's a senator, that's a president, that's a mayor,
crazy.
that's NFL player, that's a...
Everything's tracked, bro.
Everything's
tracked. Everything.
Speaking of, I almost forgot about this. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. How freaky do you have to be to have 1,000 bottles of baby oil, bro?
I've seen that shit,
Bro, 2 bottles could last you 10 years. 2 bottles of baby oil.
That boy said that.
1,000, among other lubricants. 1,000 bottles. Like, what are you doing?
Hey, bro, they're on some weird shit. For
That shit
real.
is weird.
Weird as fuck.
And another side that's with that is a lot of I seen at least 10 CEOs and record executives step down the day he got arrested.
Wonder why?
Yeah, step
Wonder
down.
why?
With Diddy, they took everybody's passport from his family. His wives, his baby mamas, his sons, even the 1-year-old baby that took the passport.
Where's the 1-year-old gonna go?
Hey, I don't
They
know.
finna ship him to the moon.
They took everything, bro. And did you hear about Meek Mill? Do you like Meek Mill?
I don't really give a fuck about me.
Well,
What happened with him?
I seen in one of the court documents, it said Meek Mill, his drink was spiked, and then basically Diddy took advantage.
No way.
Yeah.
At one of the Diddy's parties or what?
One of the Diddy parties.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's what happened when you go to a party like that.
But also, then again, they don't. I was listening to a rapper named Lecrae. Have you ever heard of Lecrae?
Not really. No.
He's like a Christian rapper, but he's still in the industry. Whenever you're like a rapper or entertainer, going to parties is kind of like work. You have to network, and that way, maybe
Connect with people.
connect with people, maybe on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same shit. Well, he would go there, but he's a very Christian man. He would go to some of the parties, and he said some of the people would be like, "Hey, don't be here around 1 p.m. because you just don't want to."
Oh,
be
they
here.
would warn him.
They would warn him because
Damn.
it's kind of the way he explained this. He said is people don't necessarily say come do this, come run with us. And I'm using run as a different term because that's what he said. First they ask you, hey, you like to sit? Oh, come sit with us. And if you like to sit, maybe you'll walk. Do you walk? And that's kind of how
It's
it
like
goes.
inviting.
Yeah, so let's say you start with this. If you do this, we're gonna see if you'll do this next thing. And if you're down with that next thing, hey, we'll take it the next step after that.
Let's see how far we can go with this.
Yeah,
Come on.
if you sit, you can walk with us. If you could walk with us, you could run with us. And if you could run with us, you could jump with us. And that's how it goes. So the reason I say that is now that I heard that story, anybody who gets caught up in that stuff, I don't necessarily feel as bad as I used to because I used to think, oh, like the devil's just gonna come trap you one day, and you can't avoid it. But it is avoidable. Those
It's your choices that you take. Like you have the choice to pick. Like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are your values and your morals?
That's how people get
What
trapped.
are you gonna do?
Yeah. Are you gonna, they're gonna offer you that underage girl? Are you gonna take it? They're gonna offer you these pills. They're telling you they're pills. Are you gonna take them just because everybody else is taking them?
Yep.
What you gonna do? I know you're trying to get this money. Is this money worth, somebody bending you over, even though you don't swing that way?
That's crazy.
We'll give you $1 million though. If you want the million, this is how you get the million. I also believe that you could be so good at your thing that they can't deny you. So there's some people who's kind of like borderline. For example, Jennifer Lopez. Have you ever heard about Jennifer Lopez?
I know who she is. But
Yeah, you know who.
What
So
happened?
she got the Selena movie, because she probably looked closest to Selena. Things like that.
Yeah.
On there, she never was singing. She was lip singing the whole time.
Yeah.
So same thing with her music career. After she did the movie, she started dating Diddy. So that's why she got so big music wise. On her music, literally, this is proven fact. She doesn't even sing her songs. There's something called a reference track that happens in music all the time. So let's say I write a song and for whatever reason, whether it's, argument with my label company or I can't release a song. It just doesn't fit my album. So I give it to you and you listen to the song and you can either sing it word for word or change it a little bit. But the song I gave you is called a reference track. Or whether you change the beat or just the words a little bit, you use my reference track to make your song. And that happens all the time. But what she was doing, she was taking the reference track and adding it to her track. So she would use their vocals and even the vocals, she would put both of them because they sound similar and just turn her down a little bit and turn the other one up. So even the reference sound louder.
Because she has.
Yeah, but that happened because she was connected to Diddy, and that's what I mean. Sometimes people with talent that don't have talent can become more successful than people that do. Because they were willing to, hey, you willing to run with us? Hey, let's jump. She's willing to jump. Let's give her this. That girl's not willing to jump. Let's give her the song.
Facts. She was willing to take the risk.
Yeah. Well, not even the risk. To do the
well, she don't know what's coming after.
Yeah.
She don't know. Because she signs the contract first and then the consequences come after.
But you still have a choice at the end of the day.
Yeah, you do. You do. So you better make sure you read the contract first.
And the one way that they've been doing to cause the most, I feel like, stuff in our world is they've been separating the families. That shit started in the 80s. Even if you look at cartoons, if you look at any of the dads on cartoons, if they do have a dad, the dad's always dumb and weak and never a strong father figure.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
So everybody, as a kid, you see that.
You see, dad's
so
weak.
you're already okay, well, if it's like that as of right now, that's how it should be. Mm-hmm. So they programmed them when they were little. That's when it starts.
Yeah.
So they're programming us from the beginning.
And then, did you know this? This is crazy. This is not a shot to anybody, but homes that are raised by dads only, there's no mom, she's gone for whatever reason, have the same level of success, or maybe just off by a little bit, as homes with 2-parent household.
Better?
No, yeah, no, the same or a little bit worse. But when it's only the mom, 90% of those kids end up going to jail.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's a large percentage.
That's a big difference.
Yeah, big difference.
Night and day.
Night and day.
Because, that's a big difference, bro.
And that's how most of our families are. There's no dad. Whether that's done on purpose or done by because, separated both guys and women's mentalities. Women feel like they don't need guys, and guys feel like, oh, I shouldn't have to try, or why am I paying for a woman's living? Things like that. Now they've done battles on all fronts, whether it's gender, whether it's race, whether it's, classes. If you keep people divided, it's hard for them to come together and see the real enemy.
Well, bro, take it to the next level. Look at what they're doing right now. They want to make sure everybody's equal. Mm-hmm. So like
So if
with
it,
this what is it called? QNANF, whatever, like the symbol.
mm,
Bro, they want to be all equal so they can't reproduce more kids. So how do they expect for change when we can't even reproduce kids no more? So they want to take care of everybody. Young, old, young, baby, like it don't matter who it is, they taking everybody. And they don't want to reproduce more kids.
also, if you look at it, if everybody's the same, that means nobody is special.
Exactly.
So if we're all equal, that means none of us have like, oh, like, did you ever watch Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah.
You ever see the episode where they all turn gray?
No, I have not seen that
So
one.
it's an episode where some kids had a special smile or something like that, and Timmy gets jealous, so he wishes for everybody to be equal and the same. So the godparents turn everybody to gray, boring, equal, but everybody's the same. But even then, there was still separation. Like, oh, my gray's better than your gray.
No
Like,
way.
yeah, even though everybody look exactly the same. But that's kind of what happens when you try to make everybody equal. So you're saying they're trying to make it say, hey, some people can't live in rich houses, some people can't live in poor houses. We all got to. And what happens with that, once you make everybody equal, like communism, it's not that everybody gets rich.
Nope.
Everybody gets poor. Look at Cuba, look at Venezuela. Everybody gets broke.
Exactly.
When you put your livelihood in the government's hand, that's never gonna go good.
Never, never, bro. You cannot trust no one.
Yeah,
You gotta have all trust in yourself because everybody only looks for their own like benefit, for their own purpose,
yeah, yeah.
and that's what the government's doing. They're only looking out for themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and at the end of the day, they get controlled as well by somebody else.
Yeah, but a thousand baby bottles of baby oil is freaking crazy, bro.
That's some freaky shit.
That's some freaky shit, bro.
Hell no.
But also, everybody who was there, they chose to be there. Whether they felt coerced, like, oh, I'm gonna lose my deal if I don't go, or I'm not gonna get this song if I don't let them do this. Hey, you felt like that song was more important than your morals.
For the moment.
And
For the moment.
same thing with our job. Hey, you felt like doing that deal that specific way was more important than what you say that you are as a person. You know? So, some good stuff today. I appreciate you being on. Anything you want to say to the people before you go?
Appreciate you for having me, bro. Giving me the opportunity to come in on this and just have a cool conversation, see how it goes.
Yeah.
But just stay blessed and just keep having faith in God. That's about it. Make sure
Yes, sir.
stay blessed, bro.
All right. See everybody next time. Peace.